Hello everybody, this is an update from our wetland restoration in Kawakawa, New Zealand. It's not looking good on the pollution front. In October 2022, a developer purchased the property next door and, in our absence, started major earthworks without permits or consents. His property borders onto the wetland on two sides. On the left, behind the rimu tree, is our property, which is the larger part of the wetland. And at the rear is another property, which is part of the same wetland. Here you can see the photo from 2022, and this developer is just dumping fill straight into the wetland. And there's the culprit. The fill seems to be spoil from earthworks. It's soft stone and clay with lots of fine sediments. This photo shows the current situation on our side of the boundary. When that developer had finished his earthworks next door, he put up a wooden fence, which was a very clear statement that he's not coming back to clear up the mess he's made on our property. So we've been removing it little by little with bucket and spade, because there's no access on our side for machinery. We've discovered as we work that underneath the earthworks spoil, there's a lot of rubbish, which the developer had covered with spoil before we returned from Europe in November 2022 and found his earthworks going on. So we didn't know how much rubbish there was until we removed the top layer of fill. You can also see low down in this photograph that there is rust-coloured water coming out. That is the big problem. It's not just that there's a trespass and he's pushed stuff onto our property that doesn't belong. He's pushed it into the flow path that leads to the wetland. Now, from the spot that you saw before, the water continues on along the boundary through a channel that used to be clean but is now polluted. We've planted wee and used hay and wee leaves and flax leaves to create a filter in the channel in the hope of holding back some of the fine sediment coming from the earthworks upstream. This is what that channel used to look like: clean water and fish and birds. It was part of the wetland with a wetland ecology. There's a steady flow down the channel. Our wee grass filter is not working very well because there is too much flow. If the water was going slowly, then I'm fairly confident it would work. The flow is coming not just from the one spring I showed you before, but also from several smaller springs on the neighbouring property, which are now covered with spoil. From the channel that we've turned into a sediment filter, the polluted water enters the main wetland. The discoloration in the water indicates to me that there's quite a bit of fine sediment entering the wetland. The Far North District Council and the Northland Regional Council do have the powers to stop this, but they also have priorities. Bigger wetlands to protect, perhaps, or bigger fish to fry. My hope is that this video will move our problem, our wetlands problem, up their list of priorities to do something about it. So hit like and share this and tell your friends.